says we're live. So it's how many? 6 of you. So if you guys can hear us, let us know if you can hear us. Let's get through the technical part that starts this all out. Testing, testing, testing. Yeah. It now says 2, so I don't know.
Got some lag.
It does got some lag. It's weird seeing that.
I know. Hello from Florida.
Hello?
Tractor Hyatt.
Yeah. Pennsylvania?
Hi, Robert.
So if you guys in here, how many of you watched the video that came out today? And you're gonna pardon the trains. The train track's not that far from my house.
Hello, Randy.
You Tractor Hyatt watched it?
Hello, Wisconsin.
All right, guys.
What was the video? I haven't had a chance to watch the video.
What came out today? So today is the cleanup site that we're doing. All the tractors are trying to find homes, so we're trying to get them rescued and see if we can't find something to or somebody we can take as many
Find homes.
Yeah, find as many homes as we possibly can. Yeah. So we're up to 27. So
hello, Nebraska.
So, anyways, guys, feel free to ask your questions. Whatever you want to do, we'll if you've been with the channel for a while, we kind of play these by ear. So,
are we finding any homes for the tractors so far?
I got a couple people interested in the Oliver. That's really where I'm at right now. I don't know about. I haven't checked the email, so I don't know if anything else. I think I got somebody interested in one of the DC cases and stuff. So,
is Greg going to take any of those off your hands?
Well, there was one tractor Greg was interested in, but when I pulled it out of the trees, the oil pan was gone from it, and the front end fell off. So I really don't think it's worth Greg's time. So, but hey, guys, so is the sound in the video
loud and clear?
Loud and clear.
Yeah.
Is there lag? Because for us looking at the computer, it looks like lag. But is the sound and everything keeping up?
Do we do trucking? No.
No, guys, I don't have trucker. I don't have a way or truckers to do that, to haul the stuff. And the only trucker that I used to use for long distance has retired, so I don't have any of that stuff.
Do tractoring.
Do tractoring? Do a lot of tractoring.
We do a lot of tractoring.
Yeah. So from the change of the past, we've always done it from the office, the live stream. This time we are doing it live from our living room.
Yay! Yay! It's more like your dining room.
Well, it's more like the dining room. Yeah, you're right. It's more like our dining room or the dining room. But yeah. So.
Yeah, all the pictures and stuff are in the background.
Yeah, background. Yep. So.
What's coming up on videos? What are we going to be doing on videos?
So we're going to there's part 2 of the video that came out today, and then me and Doc have been working on that 930 that came in from the other abandoned farmstead. We started to work on that, so there'll be some videos on that. And then I'm not really for sure. There'll probably be a few more videos from the abandoned. Your top 10 comes out on Christmas.
Okay.
So on Christmas will be And it's not really a top 10. We kind of did a best of tractors from the 1920s.
Okay. That
So
one.
yeah, that one comes out on Christmas.
We have a question here. Robert wants to know of the tractors that we highlighted earlier today. So I'm assuming the ones on the
Mhm.
video. How many of those do you think can be affordably returned to daily farm service?
Maybe the two bigger ones at the end, the 13, what was it, a 1330 and the 29, the 2020 case could probably be brought back at an affordable that somebody could use. The rest of them are all going to be ones I would say are just restorations. And when you're restoring a tractor for your collection, you're not really worried about the cost. You're more worried about how the end result comes out. So,
Tractor High, it says, how cold is it up here in Kansas?
so right now we are at 40 degrees, but next week,
I don't think it feels
it's probably not. We got our high today was supposed to be 40. So, but next week
like 40.
we're
It's 28.
it's 28 right now this
Which is
evening.
way different.
But
It's cold.
next week we're on uh, Thursday through Christmas. I don't think we're supposed to even get above zero. I think we're supposed to be in
Yeah.
the minuses.
That's wind chill.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be really cold here, and I'm freezing. I'm always cold. I'm always cold. It's always
Yeah.
cold. Let's see. How did you come across all those tractors that you're trying to find homes for?
So my partner and a good friend of mine, Joe, has a salvage company. They called him for to come look at the cleanup, and when he does that, I come along and we look for stuff that's worth resale. And we decided that when we walked that most of or that I thought we could probably find homes for those tractors. So
Let's see. It's freezing everywhere. It's cold in Wisconsin. See, I don't mind the cold as long as we can have snow. I kind of
Yeah.
feel like if I'm going to be freezing, it should be snowing.
yeah,
How many tractors? We've gone over this. How many tractors do you own?
how many tractors? Oh, I don't know. I don't even know the count anymore. I really honestly don't know how many there is.
Okay,
There's,
what was the last count?
28.
That's a lot.
So
That's a lot.
yeah.
How
and
many
it's
case tractors do you own specifically?
28.
You don't. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I mean, there's other ones in there that we got that Doc collects Massey's and
Yeah.
he likes his internationals. Junior Mint's an Alice Chalmer guy. My dad likes the green ones.
We don't say their name here.
Yeah, we don't say their names. The green ones, those green and yellow ones. Angie has the D that she does the parades and stuff on, and the Ford in the shop, which we actually, because of time restraints, getting time for Angie to work on that, I went ahead and had Christopher go ahead and get started on it. So, or Junior Mint.
Let's see. All right, let me catch up on these questions here, Dave. My apologies. Let's see. It's freezing everywhere. Do you ever come across any ACD 21s?
Not since those ones we found in the middle of Wichita. I haven't seen any more. I showed you that.
In the middle of Wichita. Do we know of any Oliver 431 combines?
I do not know of any. Oliver combines in this area are super rare.
They have snow in Minnesota.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Mr. Graham says, "Hello, Dave. I'd like to talk to you about your advice you gave me last year about how to sneak a tractor past a
he
wife."
messaged me on this too. It didn't work, huh? Well, it can't always work.
You just do it very quietly.
You ever?
Sneak. Kevin's doing a restoration on a case. DC.
Very cool.
Send in some pictures in when it's done. That would be awesome.
That'd be good.
That'd be awesome.
What we got?
I used to like John Deere tractors. Let's see. I have one. I'm not quite sure what that means. Got your beef. 39, I'm 40. What did most people run in our area brand wise 30 years ago?
Most in this area 30 years ago would have been International and John Deere, and it's still that way. That hasn't really changed.
When does your Purple Wave stuff go up for auction?
They haven't come out and looked at it yet. If there was something that you were interested in there, we might be able to just work out a deal without Purple Wave because they are taking forever.
Um, how can a tractor have 2 serial numbers?
I don't know. That doesn't make any sense.
Do you still have Scoop?
Yes, we still have Scoops.
And let's see. Case Garden Tractors. They want to know if you own any Case Garden Tractors.
I have a 222 that Junior Mint stolen, and
I was gonna say I thought Dakota or not Cody. Christopher.
Yeah, and then I have a 130 that Junior Mint stole, and I just quit buying them because every time I get a garden tractor, Junior Mint steals it. So
Well, then maybe we should ask Junior Matt how to get a tractor past the wife. If he can steal tractors from you, then he must be sneaky.
yeah,
Engine and transmission serial numbers.
that would be yes.
Okay.
Yes, I didn't even think of that. Yes.
It says, can a tractor have 2 serial numbers? I'd like to know. Eli's Farm Toys says the engine and transmission serial numbers. So give you 2.
I'll give you 2. Yeah.
Do we still have the David Brown?
Yes, I do. We haven't got to that project yet. I have so many tractors on the back burner that need to come in. There are 42 tractors sitting in the holding yard down there in Mount Hope at Joe's place that need to go through the shop for the deal. So yeah.
The site has a number of Case self-propelled combines. Are you going to try to salvage them, or are they all smelter bait?
They're gonna be scrapped.
Okay, scrap. No
So-
parts or anything.
Well, I mean the thing about it is they've had so many parts stolen off of them that I don't think they're really candidates for restoration. I really don't like to see them go in for scrap, but that just may be what's going to happen with them. So
How much is the David Brown 885?
I don't know right now because we're still in the process of working on it. I do got a bunch of parts and stuff to get on that thing to get it done.
Tractor High asked, I don't really collect tractors. I've only got one.
You just got the D.
Yeah,
Parade
but
D.
I don't really
Well,
like
you
to
got
go.
2 really because you got the Parade D and then you got your A
My project.
your project
Yeah.
Ford. So, but yeah, it's just kind of play with them when there's time
Yeah,
about it.
I actually don't really collect. I collect coffee cups when we travel. That's what I do. They're not as expensive, and I can put them in the house.
Yeah.
So
You go anywhere with her, you plan on the suitcases are going to end up in the bed of the truck because the back seat will be from floor to ceiling full of souvenirs, and every little store along the way, she's like,
I have a problem.
You have to pull in here.
I have a problem.
Pull in here.
I have a problem. I'm sorry.
and I'm like, what? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see the exit. Maybe we'll get it when we come back this way.
Let's see.
It works sometimes, not always.
Have you ever had Oliver White combines with the grain tank in the side?
Had a white one time combine. Yeah, it had a long time ago. I sold it to a young kid that was just starting farming, and I wonder if he's still using it.
Outcast projects have I taken? Okay, so I've been to auctions. I actually like auctions.
Way too much.
I actually get myself in trouble with auctions, but it's too cold. I mean, I'll go to an auction right now if it's snowy or something, but I just hate the cold if it's just cold.
Yeah, that auction we went to here, just the last auction video came out. I was like, thought about dragging Ange along, but I just knew,
wouldn't have gone there. It's ridiculously cold.
she would have got out went and looked at what was on the auction and then spent the rest of the day sitting in the truck complaining, "Are we going to go home?"
Yeah, because I was cold.
Because she was cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you, let's see, still have the Alice Chalmers 7000 series tractors?
I don't think so. I don't believe so. No.
Do we ever come across any Case balers?
Occasionally, not very often.
I believe scrap is low right now, right?
Um, it is for regular individual. Joe has he hauls such a volume that they keep his price pretty high. So he's like at 195 a ton, and that's the price I got to beat on those tractors.
Was it a white 5542?
I think it was. That sounds right.
Do you know where Welda, Kansas is?
Where, what?
Welda?
Welda, Kansas. I do not know.
I haven't ever heard of that. Travis Sims says that. Let's see if I missed anything. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to keep up. Let's see. Any stories about any low boys over the years?
No, I haven't had any in. I mean, I've had a few cubs, but we haven't had a low boy cub. I need to.
Eli says Olivers and whites are the key to success.
Okay. Yeah. Why not? Works for me.
You love Case.
Yeah, Case.
Die Hard. It said they sold a pile of 5542 whites. There were only 35,000 new in the mid 80s.
Oh, wow.
Trying to see if I missed anything. Where did the big bend in the middle IH go to?
The what now?
Ruger Farming says, where did the big bend in the middle IH go to? I think I missed something. I'm sorry, guys.
I don't know. I'm not for sure.
Do we still have Scoop? We still have Scoop.
Yeah, we still Scoop. You asked me that one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I feel like I missed something about an international. I'm sorry. Yeah, I missed something. Is there still much demand for small square balers?
Well, I sell them pretty good. I mean, I got that Massey that just came in on the lot, or not Massey. It's New Holland. They broke the finger loading. That'll be probably a $2,000 baler. I usually can't keep small square balers very long on the lot. There's a lot of people that got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 30, 40 acres of hay, and that's just ideal. Ground too small to bother with a round baler, but you can still make quite a few square bales out of it. So yeah.
But, sorry, my kids are making plans.
Oh, are they?
Sorry. Do we have any good sheet metal for a Ferguson 230 or 220?
For T20 or TO?
Yeah,
I do not. I do not have any sheet metal on that. I have a TO20. I'd sell you.
What are you going to sell it for?
I don't know.
Oh. Articulating International Harvester Steiger, a good-looking tractor that you had.
Oh, that bad boy went to Colorado.
Horse people want the small square balers. They bring stupid money, Eli says, in his area. Why is the JIK so popular in our area and on your lot?
Because they're cheap, reliable, good machines. And you can still get your parts for them. They don't cost like a John Deere and stuff. So that's why I think they hold their popularity.
And let's see, this one says, was that Clark wheel loader extremely rough? The last sale, it seemed cheap at $2,000.
Yeah, but it had set for 20 years in the trees, so who knows what condition it was in.
Hi, Mom.
Oh,
Your mom.
Mom said,
Yeah.
"Hi, Mom."
John Deere Eagle scrap from the factory.
A lot of people would agree with you. And then he said up there,
I'm sorry. 17. Let's see. What's the furthest? T. Graham says 2 years ago they drove 17 hours each way to a farm on land auction. What's the furthest you've traveled for a tractor? And do you purchase it to keep it or resell it?
it could be either or. I mean, with me, sometimes I do, but I don't know. I mean,
What's the farthest you've ever gone for an auction, though?
for an auction,
Yeah, not to pick up for like an auction.
just to go to an auction,
I know I haven't been with you for more anything that's more than like 2
no,
hours
because
away.
yeah, we don't. I don't even know. I mean, I've done 4, 5, 6 hours, but I've always made the rule, and I try to stick to it. Just on the map, just draw a 100-mile circle around home, and I try not to go more than 100 miles away from home because it's hard for getting the stuff back to the lot or back
Right.
to the farm. So out that distance. I mean, I've gone pretty good distance to go pick up a tractor for myself, but I've not ever done that. I mean, Scoops came from Iowa, so, but yeah,
Let's see. Good evening from Ohio. Hello, Ohio. Justin says the JIK's tractors are cheap because they have transmission problems and the power shifts.
I've never had too much issue with any of that, but I know some people have.
Have you ever dealt with big Fords like the Ford 9000?
I've had them come through the lot, but I mean, personally, I haven't done a whole lot with them. So
Have you ever run into Machinery Pete, which is Greg Peterson, in your tractor dealings?
I never have run across Machinery Pete. He's more northern of me, and he very rarely ventures down into Kansas or features things in Kansas. So
What would you sell like a 9000 for?
it just depends on the condition and stuff of the tractor. I mean, I'm not for sure what they're bringing, so I'd have to look up and see what they're bringing. So
Yeah, Ruger Farming says that they go to auctions to buy and resell, and it'll be a dry spell for a while and then hit a honey hole. And we've done that.
yeah,
We've gone to some auctions that were just great. We've gone to some auctions that were just trash.
and then we went through a whole period this early spring and summer when there's usually tons and tons and tons and tons of auctions. They were just none. And then all of a sudden here come winter where there's no auctions normally and the season's over. There's been tons and tons of auction. Today I should have went to an auction down in um, uh, Valley Center. Uh, for you guys that know Mr. Goodflyers, Tim is a good friend of mine. We grew up together. He was there. He called me this afternoon and said he bought a tractor today, and then he told me what those tractors down there were bringing, and that the owner bought them back because they were just bringing nothing. So I think the machinery brought nothing too. I really should have been there, but I had things I had to do, and I had to meet Joe out there at the cleanup site, and we were going over some of the equipment out there, what was keepable and what wasn't. So yeah, I had things I had to do. I couldn't be at that auction today. And normally by now the auctions are over.
Yeah, a lot of the state sales. A lot of the state sales.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Rob.
Ever got caught up in the auction, like you found something you just had to have, you paid way too much money for it?
Oh, I've done
All
that
the time.
100 times.
All the
Yeah.
time.
I mean, I almost did it this last auction video you guys watched. So
Hello, Mr. Slim. Merry Christmas. Thank you for watching.
Robert up there, Robert Long.
Yeah, I know. I just missed
And
that.
thanks. Yeah, he just donated it just donated Mr. Bill Slim.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, man.
Mr. Long says, I've heard that John Deere is ending moldboard plow production. Is the demand for moldboard plows still there?
I sell them left and right off the lot when I get them. They don't stay very long. 2 bottom, 3 bottom, 4 bottom, 5 bottom. But the big boys, we're talking 8, 10, et cetera, et cetera. I don't even bother trying with them. But I've noticed on auctions they still sell really well. The junker doesn't always buy them. So I mean, that's just crazy. I don't know.
And did you save any of the JI case combines at the cleanup site?
I don't know if we're going to be able to save any of those. They have been so stripped of parts and stuff, and the junkers have the thieves, not junkers. There's a difference between a junker and a thief. The thieving, they have stole. A lot of them have stole radiators and stole parts and they've stole stuff off so many of those combines. I don't know if I'm going to be able to save any of them. So
What's the rarest tractor you've sold?
the rarest thing I ever sold, I had a Graham Bradley at one time, which I always wanted one, and I had a guy come along and offer me money I should have refused, and I let it go.
All right, Dave, several questions here.
All right.
What can we tell them about the 13? Chris says, what can you tell me about the 1370 in your recent video?
I can't tell you much. Pretty much what I told you in the video is what I know about it.
Do you have a wish list tractor?
A David Brown.
I knew it. I thought David Bradley.
No, this is the British David Brown
okay.
Cropmaster. I've wanted one from the very first time I saw a picture of one. It's my dream tractor, but they didn't sell them in the States anywhere.
What piece of equipment in our area is the hottest? For Ruger farming, it's a good international 37 disc, 8 to 12 foot.
I don't know, really, honestly, guys. There's so much of that stuff. I'm not real for sure what would be the hottest piece of equipment right now selling.
Oh, hello from Ireland.
Very cool.
Let's see here. Okay. T. Graham has an opportunity early next year to purchase a 96 Kubota M4700 with the Woods loader for $7,500.
That's not a bad price.
You don't deal with it a lot, but do you have any thoughts on the deal?
That sounds like a good deal. That sounds probably about what it would be priced on my lot. Woods loaders are not bad loaders. Those Kubotas are not. I can't really think of anything bad about them. I think it sounds like a good deal to me. I'd roll with it.
Hay equipment is the hottest in the area. Yeah, you're probably right.
Probably hay equipment, and then yeah.
Ireland. I'd love to go to Ireland
someday.
It just seems so green there, and I wonder if that's just what I know from TV. But it just seems so green.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of all the brown and cans. Everything.
Well, I know when we were in Wisconsin, that we kept talking about it's so green here.
It
so
was
green.
though.
We were so close to Lake Michigan and stuff.
It was beautiful there. It was like everybody's lawn. Everybody had a lawn guy, is what it looked like. Everybody lived in an HOA or something because it was all green. It wasn't patches of dirt.
Yeah, Mr. Goodpliers is in.
Hello, Mr. Goodpliers.
Hello, Timmy.
Nothing is hotter than a baler with a bad bearing inside.
Well, that's true, because it's on fire.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. My allergies have been terrible today.
So what we got, guys?
I think, how often do you come across hit and miss engines auctions, and do they bring good money?
They bring good money, and that is one of the collector groups I would think would be on a downturn, but they don't seem to be having trouble bringing in young guys to keep collecting those hit and misses. As the older guys get to the point where they can't do it anymore or they're passing away, there's a lot of younger guys getting into that, and that hobby is staying pretty hot, and they're definitely keeping a good price on those. I've watched them bring some crazy money on auctions, and it's a younger guy that always ends up buying it. You think it's going to be some old man, but it isn't. What?
Tim said, how hot are John Deere 70s? Asking for a friend.
Yeah.
Punch people through the camera. Let's see. Where are we located? Oh, we are in
Newton, Kansas, yeah. And all those tractors in the video that came out today, those are between Newton and Whitewater, Kansas, is where they're sitting. So, and I think I said that in the video, but I had a bunch of people question that. So,
Jake wants to know, do you come across Olivers and Whites regularly? I saw the 1655 and the 1800. I don't recall seeing many Olivers and Whites on your lot or at the sales.
I don't because
I've don't see them.
I've had the 1650 and there's the 1800 that's on the cleanup site. This last auction, there was 3 Olivers on it, but I mean, otherwise, Olivers are really, really rare.
Mm-mm. We don't see those.
We don't see them very often. There wasn't a big Oliver dealer here, and there's just not a lot of them out there.
Tractor Hyatt says they can't believe Doc doesn't like these live streams. I know. What a party pooper.
The Doc doesn't like people.
Yeah, that's true.
The fact that he has his own YouTube channel is amazing. So, but.
What became of the corn binder that you mentioned last week?
So I have a guy that said that he would pop a check in the mail and he wanted to buy it, but it's been 2 weeks since he supposedly popped a check in the mail and I haven't got it. So I don't know what's going on with that corn binder.
Looking for Farmall H rear rims, Mr. Ernest Darnell.
Well, I just bought a Farmall H. We'll have to see what condition it's in. I may have some if it isn't worth fixing.
There's a lot of. Are there a lot of Mullanes in this area?
I come across them every now and again. There was a big Moline dealership down in Wichita. Actually, you know where the spaghetti factory was?
Yeah, they're turning that into condos or something.
Are they?
Yeah.
Where that building was, that building that comes off of it, that's where that Moline dealership was.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right in the middle of town.
Right in the middle of town. Yeah.
All right.
So, Dakota, are you in there? Make me a glass of tea in my British cup.
Yeah, and give me some ice cream. Do you have ice cream?
I don't have any ice cream. I'm sorry, we have no ice cream.
Make sure I say this right. On some of these tractors that unfortunately go to scrap, have you guys considered salvaging weights, shields, emblems?
I will try to, on those things before a lot of them leave, to try to steal as much parts off of them as I can. But I can't do too much of that. So I will try to save what I can off of them. I really will. But I'm hoping that I can find the majority of them homes.
Mr. Slim is asking if a 1956 Oliver Super 55 diesel that's been sitting forever but not locked up, is it worth fixing? And everybody's saying yes.
Yes. Yeah, that's definitely worth fixing up. That tractor has some value still as a runner, so I would definitely put your time and effort into that.
Do you find that weighted tractors sell easier?
No, it doesn't make much difference a lot of times. So
there's a lovely train.
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
Do you have any brownies?
I about ordered you some.
Do you have anything that's sweet?
I do.
Cody, give me something that's sweet.
Oh.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Sorry. Let's see. Are offshore brands such as, oh my gosh, I'm going to say this wrong and I apologize. Sata, Belarus, I know that one.
Yeah.
Newfield, etc. Are they hard to resell?
No. Well, I don't have any troubles reselling Belaruses. But the other ones like those, yeah, those were Dave's daughter. So, you know.
I probably shouldn't be eating right here, but I love Christmas candy. You want some of this?
No, I don't.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't try to eat any of that stuff anymore.
Shoot. Dave never keeps sweets around here. I come over here to get something good, and all there is freaking healthy crap. Surprised I got pizza and soda tonight. And you're trying to feed me freaking broccoli and water. Okay.
He's making my
Oh.
tea. He's not taking a link in the kitchen.
Oh, thank you, Corey. Corey says, love your channel. Been here since the first episode. It's come a really long way. So thank you so much.
Been through a lot. We're up to 95 people in here. Hallelujah.
I'm trying to find.
So,
is Belarus still available to open a dealer in the U.S.?
You know, Belarus is still an operating company. I don't believe they've totally. Mm-hmm.
They're so good.
I don't believe they've totally pulled out of the United States. I still think you can buy a Belarus tractor in the States, but I'm not 100% on that. Sugar.
Oh my gosh. Eli's Farm Toys said, Jake said, my buddy has a Ford Super Major 5000 English. Parts are a nightmare. And Eli's Farm Toys says, my dad's is the English Super Major, not even a Major 5000. All the parts have to come from England, and he's been waiting for a rebuild kit for a year.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I ordered some parts for that David Brown, and it took me 6 months to get them, and they spent 3 of those months just sitting in customs. So we have that problem in the shop. For those of you that know that I run the automotive shop for Dave, the car wizard. A lot of those like Bentleys and Aston Martins, we have to get stuff from a place overseas, and they'll ship it, and it'll sit for 6 months, sometimes, or 2 months or 3 months in customs before they let it out of customs. Appreciate that, son.
Do you predict early sales next year for like auctions?
I don't know what they're going to do.
The real question, who's going to the Super Bowl? The Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl. That's it. Dave doesn't watch football.
Not as much as I used to. I played football in high school, and I played college football, and just one day I was sitting there watching football, and I went, I'm tired of football. I don't care.
You're un-American.
No,
You're more British than you are American.
I'll watch it. I did pay quite close attention to the playoffs for the soccer thing, or true football.
Go away. We have a 2600 Ford, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Been looking for a factory roll bar with factory canopy and a front weight bracket.
I have no idea.
Bye, Ruger Farming. Have a good night. Merry Christmas. How are sales doing in the used tractor market?
Right now, things are kind of slow, but it slows down this time of year. That D15 Alice with the loader, it sold the other day. Not too long ago here, we sold the 1650 Oliver. I had a guy come out the other day and looked at the Ford 3000, and he's talked like he was going to take it, but I've not heard anything back. I got somebody interested in that 1086 with the bad transmission as it is. So we're going to try to just, what do I call it, 1650? I don't know. The Oliver tractor with the loader that was on the lot at one time. So, but anyway.
Are we in a heavy drought?
I think we still are. So.
I don't think it's gonna snow.
I don't know. Well, they're talking like next week.
Yeah, I seen that. But
the week after Christmas. The week after Christmas, they're talking like a really bad Arctic storm supposed to move in. So I don't know.
Butler, Georgia. Hello, Georgia.
Hello, Georgia.
What do you think about auction prices this next year? Where do you predict them to be?
I'd stick things to hold pretty steady. I don't think there's going to be much of a drop in prices or an increase in prices.
We don't
I,
really see that. I mean,
yeah,
it stays pretty steady, very
pretty,
reasonable. Auctions
yeah,
are really reasonable unless you have to,
yeah,
fight against somebody. You can get some
yeah.
really good stuff. Mm, Oliver Loader 2, Sky High. Eli wants to go get that 1800. It'd be a couple, 3 years before that.
Yeah.
Your video today of the auction did not look like a good crowd. Is that the norm?
The auction, that auction video, there was a pretty good crowd. I just don't think they really got into or Daniel, the way Daniel or the doc filmed it. I don't think you really could see the size of that crowd. It was actually a pretty good sized crowd. And on that video, that last auction video too, I was there. Mr. Goodpliers was there. Silas, I don't know what he calls his channel. He was there. So it was quite heavily filmed. I just told Daniel to stick to the tractors and let them worry about the cars. I usually kind of do that.
What can you tell? What can you say about the Case SC in your latest video? I have a friend who has an SC. I'm going to share your video with them. Perhaps we can save that one if feasible.
I really can't tell you much. It rolled back there with no problem. I tried to crank it over, and it is definitely stuck. But it's pretty straight and decent, so it might make a good restoration. A stuck tractor never scared me away. So,
do you watch Old Farm Junk on YouTube?
I used to watch his channel, and I haven't been keeping up with what's been going on because I've just been so busy with the lot and stuff. But I used to watch his channel quite a bit, and he every now and again he used to call me, and we would talk. But I haven't talked to him in a while.
Hydrostatic drive farmals and their extreme fuel consumption never really seem to catch on. Do we see much of a demand for them out here?
I mean, I know they still bring a pretty good price. So
You were on Tim's video.
yeah. I think I walked through Tim's video somewhere. I think if you watch that video real close of mine, he walks through at some point in there too. I know Joe does, his friend that's always with him.
Eli said he likes gas in his area because you almost need it to start in the winter.
Yeah.
Shame on you.
Shame on me. I'm sorry. Sorry. I just haven't been keeping up. You know what? I had somebody tell me a while back when Angie and me did the tractors for sale on the lot video. Somebody was like, "Gas tractors don't sell. Why are all your tractors gas?" And I actually probably have a better. I probably sell more gas tractors than I do diesel or propane or anything, because they're ideal for small operation, because they can just grab a can, run to the local Casey's and get a can of gas. And they have that can of gas for the truck, they have that can of gas for the lawnmower, and they have that can of gas for the tractor. They don't need a special fuel on the place. So, but
Minneapolis, Mullane, GB, what's it worth?
propane or gas makes a difference in the price.
Garrett, propane or gas, what's the condition?
And the condition. She's right too.
Merry Christmas from Minnesota.
Hello, Minnesota.
Ew, I like saying Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Let's see. Is this the third or fourth year we've done the Christmas tree?
This
I think
is
this
year
is my
4.
third. This
is your
time.
third, so this is the 4th year we've done it, because we did
Yeah.
it 1 year without you. It's a gas one, so it's going to be worth a little bit more. They're going to be somewhere in the range, depending on condition, from $500 to $600 all the way up. I've seen them bring it up to about $3,500. That's kind of where they at.
Okay. I'm going to embarrass you for a minute.
Okay.
Tractor Height wants to know if you have a Christmas tree. I'm going to show your viewers your Christmas tree.
Okay.
This is disgusting.
don't like decorations. I don't like the clutter of decorations. So this is my Christmas tree.
Ridiculous, people. Ridiculous.
But you gotta get.
Okay.
You gotta get
Okay, the truck is cool.
Gotta get the little truck at the tree.
But that's Dave's
it.
Christmas
Look,
tree.
There's a wreath on the front. Does that count?
Mine's a huge Christmas tree that touches my ceiling,
Yeah,
and Dave's is 3 inches tall.
That's all the tree I need.
Oh my goodness. Ridiculous.
It is perfect tree.
I am not British. I don't want Dave's coffee cup. I tease him all the time. He got these crappy British, like, gummy, puffy things rolled in.
They were Turkish delights, and they're very
disgusting.
good. They are not disgusting.
Oh my God, they were disgusting. Ugh, they were so gross. I lost everything I had.
What was the deal about my coffee cup?
T. Graham said, "Watch it." Angie was eyeing your coffee cup. Let's see. Do you have a John Deere 7-bottom pull plow for?
I don't right now.
On.
The only plow I have on the lot is
Thank you, Jeff.
A 2-bottom Massey Ferguson. That's all I got.
Eli's Farm Toys is still in middle school.
Oh, is he? Cool.
Uh-huh. That is really cool.
Very cool.
Merry Christmas from Nebraska. Okay, everybody's sticking up for you that a tree is a tree. All right,
Thank
fine.
you, guys.
I think it's bah humbuggish. I think it's bah humbuggish, probably because I have to put a huge freaking tree every year for my kids. Yeah, one light. You're right. One light.
It needs a light.
Now there is another truck. Well, there's another little light up truck thing over there that's got 2 little bitty lights on the front of it.
Little headlights glow on it when you plug it.
And there's a few Christmas decorations and stuff. You know, this year I still had my Christmas lights on the house from last year. Yeah. I'm so lazy.
You just plug them in and
I tried to, but the only ones that worked were the ones over the garage. So the whole house looked stupid because the ones that were working, like the hooks had fallen out of the thing and they were all droopy and stuff. And my house looked like ghetto Christmas. And hello, Jeremy. Any ACWDs?
I have the WD on the lot that's all painted up and looking nice. $2,500 on that tractor.
If you find any early, I don't know how to say this, PO plows on steel.
P&O plows, yeah.
Yeah. Or any cases on steel.
Every once in a while I'll come across some, so I'll keep my eyes open.
I've never owned any LP gas tractors. Do LP gas tractors require special handling of fuel?
Yeah. I mean, it's propane. You got to be pretty careful with it. You can hurt yourself pretty good if you don't treat it right.
Thomas says John Deere 4440 here. How much is the Miller 12-foot offset harrow worth?
Here? I'm not for sure. I'd have to look it up in my book and see what the prices and stuff are bringing on those. But they do. I know they bring pretty good money around here.
Not many propane tractors in this area. Do we have any issues with propane tractors when they get older? Problems with the tanks?
Well, besides valves, they'll start linking and stuff over time, but usually not much more than that. So.
Do you still have that Case 830 gas?
I do.
Okay.
I do still have it.
Do you ship 2 or 3 states away?
Well, I tell you what, I don't usually handle the shipping. I mean, if you can arrange it, I'll be more than glad to work with your shipper. But I don't do the arranging of the shipping because I don't have the equipment to do that. So.
Imaginary Machines says, I have a Belarus 250 AS with 300 hours.
Oh, wow.
It runs perfect and fires right up. It can spin the tires when pulling in first gear, but it will not spin the tires in second gear. I guess the clutch is slipping?
Might be, or it might just needs adjusted. So, yeah.
Randy says he's got to get out of here. go to work tomorrow. Bye, Randy. Merry
Bye,
Christmas.
Randy. Yeah. Merry Christmas, sir.
Let's see what else did I miss. I just have to say, I thought Eli's Farm Toys was an adult.
Yeah. Well, just Lainey, I have to have patience. Talk with you in a little bit.
You know where she's calling?
Why?
She wants Snapchat,
Oh.
and she won't leave me alone.
Why
And
is
I'm
she-
not letting her get Snapchat because I've heard about Snapchat. I don't even have Snapchat. That's what
Yeah,
she's
she
calling.
doesn't need Snapchat. Uncle Dave put his
There's a train in the driveway.
the trains. Yeah, so the tracks are not very far from my house. So
Yeah, like backyard. They're annoying.
sometimes.
Your mom said that Doc said to say hi to everyone. Okay, hi Daniel, but you could totally be here with us.
Yeah.
Like hanging out with the cool kids. But Doc says hi to everyone. Dave, why do you favor cases?
I don't know. I've always had a soft spot for them. When I was
Is it because your dad liked John Deere, so you
no,
like
no. I
something
mean, I
different?
grew up on the family farm.
Mhm.
Grandpa we had international tractors. The neighbors all had John Deeres and stuff. When I was how old's Joe?
9.
Okay, I was about Joe's age. I was 9. Went to an auction with my grandpa out in western Kansas, and I wandered off on my own. And they were selling a horse-drawn plow, and I thought I had to have it, and I just bid until I got it. Luckily, it didn't take a lot to get it, and it was a case plow, and I spent all summer long trying to restore it. It never got put back together. I never finished it, but
Is it still there?
it's probably still in the back of the old chicken shed.
We
Probably.
gotta go out there. You know, we really have you ever done a video like that? Where we just go explore everything on the farm? Everything.
No, but I don't know. I mean, Sharon, my aunt, brought in the family and tried to clean the stuff up after Grandpa passed, and a lot of stuff got thrown away that I wish didn't, and it's just not as interesting as it used to be.
Oh, yeah.
But next one, if we do one of these abandoned farmsteads, I do need to drag you along when we first stumble
That
in.
would be cool.
Yeah.
That'll be okay. Have you ever sold to Canadian customers and gone through customs and currency issues?
I have, I haven't had any currency issues, but I did have a guy buy a C case tractor from me, and to get through customs, he sent me a list of everything I had to be done. So when it got to customs, it would get through. So I have messed with that once or twice before in the past. So
Is the case 3610 you were showing early in the salvage video worth $3,500?
3610. Oh, it could. Yeah, probably would. Yeah, I would think so.
Is there one tractor out there you don't currently own that you would love to add to your collection? What if money wasn't an object?
If money was an object, I would have every single one of the cross motor cases, which I have none, and I never have owned a cross motor case, and I've always wanted one.
How much do they cost?
That just depends. I want to tell you what, the best one and it was unrestored, and the motor was stuck on the collector auction we went to.
Mm-hmm.
It brought $5,000, and it was a complete need to be restored. And then you get up to the great big boys, and there's only a few of those in existence, and you're talking probably $100,000, $300,000, $400,000 to get your hands on one of those.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I have to win the lottery.
yeah, we need to win the lottery.
Eli's Farm Toy says, I know a guy who bought a tractor in Canada. When he came down to the States, they said he had to pay royalties.
It might be.
But it passed through without that.
Yeah.
I thought you liked the Case V.
I do. I don't have one. I'd like to have one. I don't have a V. I've wanted a V for a while. I've been looking for a V.
The 3060 case sold for $1.6 million.
That's right. Yeah, it holds the record for the highest valued collector tractor.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
brought some crazy money.
Just getting, let's see. I think I missed anything.
Keeping caught up. So keep your questions coming, guys.
Mr. Worth says he has a 2240 cross motor in his collection. Lucky to get it.
Very cool. Yeah, 2240 is really rare, if I remember right.
Frank, where are you located at? Eli asked, doesn't it hold the most expensive charger ever sold? You said that right.
Yeah, it holds the most expensive tractor. So
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys, you've seen in the video, but we're still looking for collections to come visit. So if you guys want to give that some thought and throw us some
Emails.
your emails and stuff, we definitely would love to come. You guys up north, we might wait till spring, but me and Angie I got to talk to a couple guys in Missouri. We're thinking maybe January we might take a trip.
Yeah, weather
permitting and stuff, and check out a couple collections in Missouri. So I wish some of you guys from like New Mexico and Texas and Arizona would throw your collections this way, so we have a reason. So we could leave here in January and come see you where it's 55 warm. Degrees instead of 15 minus 0. Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Mr. Worth is on the Illinois side of St. Louis. That's not far away.
No, it's not bad.
Well, Frank, if you'd be interested, we'd love to get an email and some pictures from you. And I know you would probably really enjoy.
Yeah, that would be
going
awesome.
Up there. That would be so cool.
Yeah.
Hello, Colorado. Have we ever been to Ohio? I haven't.
I
might have driven Ohio. Through.
And on the list of things to do, at some point, I would like to check out Old Farm Junk 101's place, because from the videos it looks like my kind of place.
Are you familiar with Case RC tractors with the Sunburst grill?
I have one.
Okay.
The grill's missing, but I have one.
Eli's Farm Choice is in northern Minnesota.
He's up in Minnesota.
Yeah, it's so cool.
It's so cool right now there.
Let's see, what happened to the farm that had all the cases at the farm? Like they just walked off and left everything.
Well, if you've seen that video that came out today, that's all the tractors from that place. And we're working on cleaning it up, and we got to be done, or Joe's working on cleaning it up, and it has to be done by January. So, yeah, check out that video. There's going to be part 1, part 2 of that. So, but yeah.
Well, let's see here. Have you seen a steel belt pulley for a Farmall M? Hello, South Dakota. Hello, North Carolina.
I have seen them, but I don't have one right now. But yeah.
Dave, would you be interested in buying a pair of cross motors? Eli knows a guy who has 2 for sale, $2,500 a piece.
Oh, really? Yeah, I would be interested. We'd have to move some things around to get the money together. But yeah, 55,000. Yeah.
Good night, Mr. Long. Thanks for coming in.
Yep.
Happy holidays. Imaginary Machine says that we should start a gaming channel and play Farming Simulator.
You know what? Somebody said that to me the other day. Said that we should start Farm Sim channel, or on this channel have like Farm Sim Sundays where me and you play Farm Sim.
How do you? I don't even know how to play that. Well, do you know how to play it?
Christopher played it all the time, and I used to sit and watch him play it, and I'd fall asleep while he was playing it. But
is that the one where the goat makes all the noise?
No, that's where you're actually farming. You got to drive the tractors and
okay,
I'll
do it.
I'll do every Sunday we'd have to get together.
It's like Mario, like you ram each other with your tractors.
No, you actually farm and you try to It's a farm simulator.
So how do I play against you though? Is it like Oregon Trail?
it would be like we just kind of we would just I mean, one Sunday you would play, one Sunday I'd play, and it would just be us doing the farm work, plowing and mowing and harvesting and doing all that stuff and
Online.
yeah, on the game, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Kids watching videos of kids playing video
Yeah,
games.
and in Daniel or the Doc watches a guy. I think he's called Mr. Silly P, and that's all his channel is Sim Farm, and it's huge. It's a huge channel. So,
Do you know what happened to the man that farmed the land?
with
And Brian says he could do some hauling.
the guy said, or the son, I was told that the original gentleman passed away in the early '90s, and that the son took it over, and he passed away not too many years later, and the wife just rented the ground out in the place said.
Hello, Kentucky. Brian Schmidt says he could do some hauling for you. Frank says nothing fancy as far as barns. Like he doesn't have barns with storage and stuff. Things are stacked in close, but he does have some early and unusual units. And that's a thing. I mean, you don't have to have, 50 tractors or 20 tractors or what have you. We want to see anything that's rare or anything that Dave would be super, excited about, something that he's looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, they don't got to be pretty, and they don't got to be painted up, and they don't got to be all nice and big, anything fancy. We just want to see what you guys got in your collections, and I know how much, as a fellow collector, how much it's fun to share and show off what you dragged home. That's what we want to come see.
Yeah, your cool finds.
And hear the stories behind them. What it took, to get them home. How would
I want to make sure I shout out to everybody. So hello, Minnesota. Daniel said that's the goat simulator that I was thinking about.
That's the goat simulator you're thinking of. Yeah.
Hello,
goat.
Kentucky and Virginia. Dave, do you work with many family members? How is it working with family all the time?
It's fine.
So
it's it is full family because
it is.
Doc is my brother. Junior Mint's my youngest son. Yeah, Angie's my sis. I mean, it's a family. It's a true family operation.
Mom and Dad really help out too.
And then Dad comes out and does stuff all the time. So Dad helps process equipment occasionally and stuff. So it's a family operation. It really is.
And how is it working? Well, I think I irritate you sometimes, but you just deal with me.
No, not normally. Doc irritates me the most. And I know you're watching, Daniel.
Don't listen. Eli's Farm Toys. I have 4 tractors and a real rare combine. Is that good enough? Of course. I mean, anything is good enough, guys.
Anything's good enough.
Send in any submission. It's not. Dave and I were just talking about how we would really love to travel and see other collections. It's not just about what you have necessarily, but the story behind it. Was it passed down generations, from your family?
Did you pick it up at a farm sale? Did you find it from an old neighbor that passed away and it happened to be sitting in his shed for the last 30 years and you didn't know it was there, and then afterwards you were able to find it, or you knew it was sitting in the shed and you were just waiting for him to finally pass away so the kids would sell it because he wouldn't let it go? Yeah, anything like that,
Let's see. Eli's Farm Toys, are we related? We're not related, but Dave and I have been besties now since I was 18, and I'm
for pretty much all our lives
now.
Yeah, so
24 years, 25 years, a really long time.
Yeah. We've been pretty much inseparable for like 1,000 years now.
Right. Norman says, I have a G1000 Minneapolis Moline. It is running. Any market for it?
Minneapolis Moline. Yeah, there's definitely a market for it.
Isn't that an MM?
That's Minneapolis Moline. Yeah, M&M. Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a market for it.
Hello, Central Texas. In Texas, I bet it's warmer in Central Texas right now.
Daniel gave me a raspberry when I said that he buoys me.
How many tractors until it becomes a collection? Okay. You want to answer this? Do you want me to answer this?
more than one is a collection. That's my theory. If you have more than one, if you have two, that's a collection.
I would think that a collection for me would be 3 with the idea that you were definitely going to buy more.
Yeah.
I don't know. Collections, whatever. 1. I don't care. We don't care. If
Yeah.
it's cool, we don't care.
Yeah.
The email is what?
It is Crazy D's Equipment at Gmail.
Crazy D or Crazy DS?
Crazy D
Crazy D Equipment at Gmail. How rare is the Gleaner F2 shortback FKS combine up there? I have one I use every day.
I don't know. I'm not real sharp on the combines. So I'll be honest with you. I don't really know.
Chris says, I have a few 70 series tractors, 870, 1070, 2470, and my oldest son has a 1570 and another son has a 400.
That's cool. That would be more than enough.
What's a case 1690 worth?
Depending on condition and stuff. I mean, I'd have to look at my book. Off the top of my head, I'm not for sure. I'm not for sure off the top of my head. I'll be honest with you.
Let's see. Frank says he hasn't counted the tractors lately, but 60 to 70 with 5 large steam traction engines and other early teens, 20s tractors and combines.
Yes, we want to go there. We want to go there.
Yeah,
I love steam.
Yeah. Hey, Daniel, what's your wish list tractor? You know this one, don't you?
Daniel's wish.
Isn't it the Ford 8N? That's it. The Ford 8N.
Yeah. You just got a raspberry. You went, Angie. Daniel's wish list tractor, Doc's wish list tractor. I bet you is a '55 Massey Ferguson diesel, or a diesel Massey pony. The French pony. I think it's his 2 dream tractors.
Tim said he's a collector now too. And Rich says
Yeah,
a collection is 1 more than you need. Ain't that the truth? And they're near Ottawa. Oh, Merry Christmas, Stanley. And Stanley says, me and my mom wish you a wonderful Christmas and a happy and safe, prosperous New Year. God bless. Keep the videos coming. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas.
We will. We'll keep them coming.
Let's see. Oh, a Wallace Bear.
Who has a Wallace Bear?
That would be Daniel's favorite, Doc.
Doc?
Yeah.
Daniel, there's only one known to exist. Where are you going to find one?
Where it exists. There's one. Like if you won the lottery or whatever,
Hey, Val.
Let's see. Eli said if we came up, he would also have to take us out to the local museum and the local power plant. They have 3 800 horsepower Fairbanks engine and one 1600 horsepower Enterprise engine.
That's cool.
Doc says at the bottom of El Dorado Lake.
There's this rumor or legend or whatever you want to call when they flooded the little town, Pontiac, Kansas, which is on the bottom of El Dorado Lake.
Oh. I didn't
in the 50s that there was a machine shop, and sitting in the back of the machine shop was a Wallace Bear, and it is on the bottom of El Dorado Lake.
Can anybody prove this?
Well, I don't know how you would. I guess you'd have to get a great big radar boat and go back and forth over where Pontiac was. I don't know how deep El Dorado is. I mean, it's fairly deep.
How rare is a Wallace Bear? Tractor Heights has never heard of him.
Well, if you look them up, there's only one known to exist. And I only think that there was like 10 or 15 ever made. They are huge tractors with I think a 2-cylinder motor, massive 2-cylinder motor. I can't even remember how big it is. and one gigantic wheel up front, but they're really cool looking. Yeah, we will go for a little while.
Let's see. All Eli said all 4 engines were moved in the 30s, been out of order since 1999. Let me see. Let me make sure we didn't. I think we're 100%
Are we
caught up.
100% caught up?
Guys, if I missed your question, please ask
Resubmit
it
it.
again. Trying to keep up. I think we have for the most part. Eli's Farm Toys is about an hour to an hour, or about half an hour from Canada.
Oh, wow. Cool. Very cool. So, but anyhow, anything else you guys would like to know? We would, yeah. I'm hoping that, I don't think that though I will save all those tractors from that cleanup. But
Good night,
if,
Jake. Merry Christmas.
if
Dave,
I-
check your email. I'm sorry for interrupting.
Oh no, we will check emails. Yeah, I will. I will. Or anyways, I was hoping that we can get as many saved as possible, but I don't think we will get them all saved. A few of them, I don't know. I'm hoping I'm thinking the Oliver probably's found a home already, and I think the 706 with the cab probably has found a home, and then with the two at the end, I really was hoping those two LA cases would find a home. Well, you don't know, the other LA case will come up in the next video, but I'm hoping those find a home.
Were there any mill lanes in those tractor rows?
There's just one UTU that's pretty rough.
Chris Whittam says you could see some of our tractors on. They have a YouTube channel, Whittam Family Farm. Definitely check that out.
I smell a crossover.
Have you ever been to an auction where stuff was going so cheap you ended up buying almost everything?
I have been to auction. I have been a few years, but I went to an auction where I bought every piece of equipment on the sale.
I remember that.
You were okay. That's happened since then, because that one auction you were with me. I bought every piece of equipment on the sale. Yeah.
Did the Case brand lose its classic appeal over the years, in your opinion? And if so, was this when they purchased the international brand and became Case International?
Yeah, I heard. I have a friend that does a lot of our work on international tractors, Floyd, and he was telling me stories of dealerships that just would rather go out of Case dealerships that rather go out of business than become Case International. They just closed. They weren't going to do that. And international dealerships the same way. They were not going to start selling Case stuff or be a Case dealership, a Case International. They would just rather close their doors.
What would you say is the most popular tractor that you find in Kansas?
4020 John Deere, but I think that's nationwide.
Any good Alice D21 stories?
Besides the two D21s that I found in the middle of Wichita in a high-end neighborhood, and we did the whole video on that.
Let's see. Yeah, Eli's Farm Toys. It's crazydequipment@gmail.com.
Yeah.
What do you think the 1370 should bring?
I think that tractor, and even in an unknown running condition, should easily bring somewhere between should bring somewhere between 25 to 4,000. I think it's what that tractor's worth. And I really would like to try to put a battery in it and turn it over and see what happens. See if that tractor will run, because I just have this gut feeling that it will run. So I think it actually will. It will run. Hi, Val.
Hi.
40/20s are fuel guzzlers, is what Eli said.
Well, I'm not going to say what I think of 40/20. I think they're the most overhyped, overpopular tractor for no stupid reason. And I've run a 40/20, and it was the most miserable experience of my life. The next day, I went home and got my 930 case and did the rest of the field work for the neighbor on my 930, and I had a much better day, and I got more done.
40/20 must be a John Deere.
Hmm.
Okay. Frank said there's been a lot of under the river tractors recovered in the past few decades. It would be an adventure.
Yeah, there. I know the guy up by up here, top of Kansas. I can't think of the name of the town that pulled the steam engine out of the Republican River, and I've seen that steam engine in the process of them of restoring it. And I know a guy who pulled a 1020 Titan out of the bottom of a mine pit that had filled with water in Montana, and has that tractor restored and driving.
Oh, wow.
And they closed it, so they used that 1020 to pump water out of the mine. And when they closed the mine, they just shut everything down. And that was in 1942. And that mine just immediately filled up with water. And in 1998, they pulled that tractor out of the bottom of that mine.
Best thing you can do to a John Deere is scrap it. Amen. Let's see. What did I miss?
Where are we at?
Eli's, let's see. Did that 40/20 have a power shift?
I don't remember. I was in high school. It's been a few years, but I know I hated it.
4010 JD saved John Deere is what Chris
Mhm.
says.
It did. It really did.
Dave, the tractor you're talking about being pulled from the Republican River was pulled by Clay Center, Kansas. And a fun fact for the guys, I hope work on that one a little bit.
That's Doc. So that's Doc there, guys. He's
Oh.
using mom's page, but yeah, it was out of the Republican River, and Doc actually has worked on that. So
That's really cool.
yeah.
Garrett likes his John Deere 40/20, so you shouldn't trash on him.
Yeah.
Dave.
So, hey, to all their own. I mean, I know guys that wouldn't touch a Case 930 with a 30-foot pole. The case stands for can't afford a better track, or can't afford some. I don't remember how it was. What the thing is. Can't afford another. I don't remember what it was, but that's fine and dandy. We all have our own type. Joe gives me so much crap about
Right.
Case tractors. He just goes on and on. Part of it is he's not a Case guy. The other part is he's just one of those guys that likes to rag you.
Oh, I know.
And
I
so
know.
he's found something, so he rags me
I
on
love
it all
it.
the time. And it's just Joe. That's Joe. I expect it.
If it's red, leave it in the shed, says Ryan.
Yep. That. Well, so somebody.
Garrett pretty much has all brands. We just have
We
everybody. I mean, all different types of tractor
Yeah.
enthusiasts in here tonight.
Yeah. And the collection our collection is multicolored, but it's just because everybody, family wise, everybody in the family collects something different. My dad likes green. Doc is Massey and International. He's kind of an Agco collector. He likes all the Agco tractors, Moline stuff. Junior Mint's an Alice guy. Angie's now dragged Fords into the collection. And her D for her parade tractor, which we need to build a wagon.
Case can't afford superior equipment. That's
Something
what you
was
were
trying to
thinking
think.
about.
I couldn't think of it. Yeah, I've heard that, and I'm like, whatever. But yeah, we need to build a little. I need to build a little trailer for that D for the parade. for the kids to have a bench and places to put their candy
You
buckets.
can put him in the tractor bucket that one guy freaked out about on the video.
Yeah.
What a jerk. I was really mad about that. I'm not gonna
Oh,
lie.
yeah, Daniel,
My kid bucket.
Doc's. My mom likes Moline tractors. They had a U. It was the first tractor she ever learned to drive on, and now she's always liked Moline, which my dad would not be cool with because he hated that U.
Do you come across any John Deere M tractors? Tractor High is getting ready to pull one from the woods. It's been sitting for 40 years.
Well, I tell you what, on an auction I should have went to today, there was a couple MT John Deeres. So, and I did that video on that MT that we dragged home that has just been through a tornado. It's just scrap, but my uncle is very determined to fix it up. So it sits at the farm. What did Mr. Goodflowers have to say?
I say this on every one of your live streams, and this is probably the time. John Deere is more than a brand of equipment. It's a major world religion.
He's not far. He's right on the money, pretty much. For some guys, yeah, they worship at the altar of Deere. That is for sure.
Storm and Norman says Case made some very tough tractors. I've seen a lot. They probably had 20,000 hours on them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ryan bleeds green.
Very good, Ryan.
T. Graham, have you ever used an Alice Chalmers i600?
No, I haven't. I've never run one of those, and or I've had one on the lot or seen one. So.
Nothing runs like a Deere.
Yep. A lot of guys really, that's a lot of opinion. So, let's see.
Oh, we've got some Oliver levers too.
Anything
Anything but an Oliver bull crap. Rich doesn't like Olivers. Eli does. Is it raining?
No, I think that's the heater kicking on.
Thank God.
Yeah.
It's on my toes.
Yeah.
35 degrees in the house.
Oh,
My nose is running.
I got it set at 70. You should be warm.
My house is on 75, bro, with the fireplace going. But I haven't even. I used all my fireplace wood, and I wanted to go outside and restock it.
That's why I didn't do this back in the tractor room, because
oh my gosh, it gets so cold back there.
I never would have been able to keep the wood burning stove. Would have never kept up tonight. You would have been there with your teeth chattering.
I had to keep the fireplace on just to help the heater out because it gets so cold in the living room off that back porch. But I haven't stuck any firewood lately. I have a 930 STD.
930.
Hell of a workhorse, but my old Moline U just as strong. I love all types of the old ones. Says Ironhead.
Very cool Ironhead.
Set on 70, bro. No, it's freezing.
It's set on 70, and that's where it usually stays.
I know, we're like less. 70's probably just
years ago. For I don't know, like 15. For about 20 years, me and Angie shared the same house, and in the summertime, we would fight because I would want it like 60 in the house, and we'd finally like compromise at 70 in the summertime.
The only time you liked living with me was when I was pregnant.
Yes.
With Steven, because I wanted the thermostat way down.
Yeah, because there were so much more of you. You were staying warmer.
There was so much more of me.
It's
a real jackass thing to say.
I
was really fat with Steven, though. I gained so much weight now. It was huge.
But and then in the summer or in the winter, you try to keep the house at like 80, 90, and I would fucking die.
Don't say fucking.
I'm going to say it for that one.
I never kept it on 80 or 90, but I do like a good 74, 75. I like to be warm. I do. Out of curiosity, how long have you been Wheeling and dealing with tractors and ag equipment since you were in
Grade
middle
school.
school.
Yeah, middle school. I started
Yeah.
in middle school.
So 300 years. My grandfather had an I-600. It was purchased by my stepfather and then sold. I recently found a YouTube video with it in it. Oh, cool.
That's
My
cool.
uncle and I replaced the water gauge and the amp gauge. That's how I could tell. That is so cool. That is so cool. Just the internet sure does bring everybody together, doesn't it?
Well, I tell you, I used to have a Case 900 with a Meade cab on it that I sold, and I've always regretted selling it. I miss that tractor so much. And one day I was flipping through YouTube, and I found some guy going through a show, a tractor show up in Minnesota, and I seen the tractor. It was sitting in the line, so I know it has a good home. I just wished its home was still mine.
That's so cool. 64 degrees in T. Graham's house. Oh my gosh, I need gloves.
You need
I need
gloves
a
and a
new
blanket.
stocking hat. I need, I go and I buy gloves, those one size fits all, those little teeny tiny gloves because I have ridiculously small hands, right?
Yeah.
But they always get lost because the kids will put them on and throw them outside and the dogs eat them.
Mm-hmm.
The wood stove is at 165. Oh yeah, because they're gas. There's a special heat pump or something that they use up north because it gets too cold for everything else.
Yeah.
Okay, so I gotta hear about your early experience selling equipment in middle school.
Well, I went to a farm. So I finished my 4A, and I've told the story before on these live streams, but
we want to hear it again.
I just sold my livestock project, which I was raising pigs at the time. And I went to an auction with my grandfather, and I bought a tractor. And my dad was really unhappy with me because he was expecting me to take that money and buy more pigs and keep going. But I brought that tractor home, and I turned around and I listed it. That's back when you had to list stuff in the newspaper. There was no listing it online, and listed the tractor, and I sold it for more money, way more money than what I paid for it on the auction. And that just kind of got it going. And
how'd you know what to sell it for?
What to sell it for?
Yeah, I mean, how did you know what to ask for?
I don't know. I kind of took a stab at what I thought it was actually worth, what I thought I could get out of it, and I was able to get that out of it. So
how did you know what tractors were worth in middle school?
Because I've been around that stuff at the farm and at the farm and stuff.
I'm just asking, so everybody knows.
With the farm and stuff, I kind of know what that equipment was actually worth. And then I started doing swap meets, and I started going around buying up junk tractors and pulling them apart and selling parts at the swap meet. And before Crazy D's equipment, me and Daniel worked together with the salvage company, and we would buy up tractors and part them out. And when me and Danny were doing that, it was Two Fat Brothers Salvage, and you can still find the Facebook page for Two Fat Brothers Salvage. I don't do a lot on it anymore, but it still exists, and we did that for years. And then the salvage company kind of built, because I kind of took over because my grandfather had a salvage company, and I took over it after a little bit before he passed. And then after he passed away, and I ran it for the longest time. And just one morning I woke up and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. This is not what I want to do. And I handed it over to Danny, and Dad and Danny just didn't work for Dad and Danny. So it just kind of came to an end.
I think Sam should be your new best friend. You should go hang out at his house.
Why?
Because the thermostat is at 60.
Yeah.
I just couldn't do it. I would see my own breath.
That says message what?
It says Kevin's message was retracted. He
deleted it. Okay.
People freeze to death at night when the heat pumps go out. Yeah, I believe that because I didn't even know what a heat pump was.
Yeah.
And have you ever ended up selling the same tractor twice?
Yes, I have. I've done that many times. So I've sold. I have had a guy. I've had a customer that has bought a lot of tractors from me, and sometimes before he's bought one, had it for several years, then he would trade it back in for something else and run that. I've had it before that 8-in Ford, that painted up 8-in Ford. The guy bought it from me and then found out what it was going to cost to ship it and had me resell it and so I sold it, resold it for him. I have before bought a tractor, sold a tractor. Several years later, come across that tractor on a consignment sale, buy it, bought it back, clean it up, resell it again. So
Kevin says, do we ever come across any Walter A. Wood mowers and reapers made in Hoosick Falls, New York?
I have not. I haven't
I
seen.
bet it's cold in New York too.
Yeah, it is cold up in New York. We have a couple emails for guys in upstate New York, which would be really cool, but not right now.
Yeah, it's so cold.
We just not getting anything from Arizona or New Mexico.
Like, I would like to go out east, though. I really would. I would like to go see New York, but I'm terrified of being in New York because of all the people. And I
don't know if I want to see New York City. New York City would be cool and everything, I think, but I would rather go see like upstate New York and stuff like that. It's really supposed to be really beautiful and stuff.
Oh, that's where I would like to go too, but I don't want to see the city.
Yeah,
at all.
Well, that's like when we went to Wisconsin. I was like, find us a way where we don't go through Chicago. I didn't want to go through Chicago. I didn't want to drive through the traffic of Chicago. I have a very good friend from college and high school that lives in Chicago and has his own YouTube channel, but I don't have any want or means for Chicago. Madison was bad enough.
Stop in Tennessee.
I would go.
Yeah, we would go to Tennessee.
We'd go to Tennessee.
Send us an email.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a major incident on a tractor, like rolling, hitting a car?
I have.
Oh my gosh. Hold on, Dave. Sorry. What? I need to finish reading this. My first of two was driving my grandfather's 154 lowboy into their living room when I was 6.
Oh my God. Holy crap. I haven't drove into a house. I've laid a tractor over. It was a Farmall H, and I laid it over. I jumped clear as it happened. I lost control of the tractor one time, went through the ditch, up through the neighbor's fence, back down through the neighbor's fence, and through the ditch and stuff over on the other side. But yeah.
Do you ever run into any John Deere single shank subsoilers on steel?
I probably haven't and not paid any attention to them, to be honest with you.
Ray says he just subscribed. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome to the channel.
Says 6 tractors. Guess I'm a collector. My brother says a hoarder. No, you're not a hoarder.
Not a hoarder.
They're in your living room.
Yeah.
Kind of hoardy.
Yeah, that would be. Not a hoarder yet. Not till you get to something like.
This steering wheel came off. That's why the tractor was driven through the living room. I would be so think about how like your 6-year-old brain would process that stuff. And you're probably just thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna be so much trouble. But you drive a tractor through a house, and as a homeowner, that's like $50,000 worth of
repairs,
trouble.
Yeah.
Like, how do you spank a kid hard enough to get your $50,000 worth?
In that situation, you wouldn't, because it really wouldn't have been his fault. But if they were just screwing around and then drove it through the house. Yeah, I mean,
I think I would spank my kid just so thankful that he was still alive. I'd be like, come over here, I'm going to whoop your butt.
And I see Joseph doing something like that.
I see my littlest one.
Yeah, I see the youngest one doing something like that. He's a crazy boy.
Thank you, John. John says, keep up the great work. He loves the channel. This is one of the top 5 in this channel. And he thinks that it's really awesome how much you know about tractors. And he likes me too.
Oh.
I know, isn't that nice? Dave, you would do good in North Minnesota in the winter. Angie, not so much.
No.
Eli said my heat pump would probably go out. T. Griff says he still has his steering wheel hanging in the shop. That is good.
Good idea. That's great.
Good. That's great. That's great. That's awesome.
I know Greg offered me, said I needed to come up and visit him, bring him up some parts right now. And I was like, I'd go. I'm not scared of a Wisconsin winter, but I'm gonna have to go by myself because there's no way in hell I'm getting Angie up there right now.
You know what? I might go if I had some comfortable coveralls, some
We
heated
need to
socks.
get you some
I
coveralls
need to get
for
some coveralls, and I need to get some boots. And I've actually been looking at those Ariats.
hmm
I don't know if those, but I need to look at that. But I need a pair of coveralls and like a Carhartt jacket or something.
Yeah, we need to take you over to Carhartt.
And then I
Carhartt
need
store
some
here and
sleeve
get you some.
warmers and some hand warmers and some
And
face
we can get you
warmers
the
and one of those
coat. We can get you,
ski like burglar mask
Mhm.
things.
we can get you the battery operated coat that has
That's
a
what
little
I
heater
need.
in it.
Goggles over the ski mask to protect
Yeah.
my eyes, and then a regular mask over this so that my nose and my mouth wouldn't get cold. It would be crazy. I need some hand warmers. Yes,
Yeah.
always, always.
What we got?
It's 9:30.
All right, we'll wrap it up here pretty quick because we're getting a little bit late.
That's crazy. That's a crazy
That's
story.
crazy,
I never
guys.
did that. I never drove a tractor or a car through
I'm
anything.
saying, yeah.
I sprayed mace all over my granny's new wallpaper one time because I thought it was perfume. But I never drove a tractor through. I was in so much trouble when Granny got home. It's
Gotcha.
still, you could still see the mace on the wall because I thought it was her perfume. I sprayed it to smell it. Oh my God, my face burned so bad.
I bet it did.
But-
What the hell, Ange?
Well, I was meddling. Have you ever kept count of how many N-Series Fords you've gone through?
Oh, it's in the hundreds. It's in the hundreds. I mean, right now, there's 12 of them sitting in the holding yard. Junior Mint just got 5 running. I got 2 on the lot, not counting the N series that's Ange's that we've dragged home. And I got 4 or 5 sitting around that are just parts tractors that I'm not going to even bother to try to get running. I mean, when I first started this channel, the video that went viral for me that got the channel really going was the was a video called 8N, 9N, 2N. What's the identification? And it's how to tell the difference between them. And I got some things wrong and stuff. It was my first video, and I threw it together real quick, and I rambled a whole bunch about the history and stuff of them. And but the stupid video took off. It's like over 1 million views now on the channel. If you search 8N Ford or N Series Ford, it comes up. It's the first video come up. For the longest time, it was the highest viewed N Series video on YouTube. But it's probably my most personally hated video because I did make all those mistakes because I was just getting started on this. And pardon me, guys. And I really didn't I knew the stuff, but I didn't like double check things to make sure I had things like exactly right. And it's probably my most hated video. Every time I watch it or somebody comments on it, I just cringe.
Let's see. Hand warmers full body size. That's about right. I need my own personal little like body heater anytime we go anywhere. I do need the Carhartt jacket. I need some bibs. T. Graham says my uncle laid that i600 on its side. The only thing that saved him was the loader, and he seemed to be more upset about dumping his beer than anything else. He'll send you a photo of the tractor and the steering wheel tomorrow. Okay.
Very cool.
Ever buy any Caterpillars like D2 or crawlers?
I've had some
T6?
D4s or little D8s or D4. I've had like a D4 or D8, but I don't really mess with them much because they're really hard to transport around. They're a lot heavier than you think they are. So, yeah.
Good night, Tractor Hyatt. Merry Christmas. Stay warm. Hi, Biggie Fitz. Kevin said, how's my 8N tractor restoration coming along? Well, here's the thing. It's not right now. It's on hold. It is. It's high gear speed skating season right now, and I've got 2 kids that are really keeping my schedule
quite full.
very full, and I have not had a chance to do anything with it. And then it got cold, and I mean, I don't even like going from the car to the house in the cold, let alone I'm not going to go outside and work on anything in the cold. I'm a wiener.
And I've actually let Ginger Mint go ahead and get started on it and start messing with it. But because I know it's going to be quite a while before she has time to come tinker on it with her. But we'll definitely do some of those videos. It's just probably going to be spring before we get back into that project.
Tractor Hyatt says better Christmas tree next year. Let's get you like a taller silver one. If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it gaudy. Like we could get red Christmas balls, red for case. If I got you a package of Christmas jingle balls, you wouldn't buy a tree to put them on?
No, that's all I need. I don't need any more tree than that.
Well, what if I bought you Christmas ornaments, tree ornaments for Christmas?
We'll hang them on the wall or something.
You can't hang tree ornaments on the wall. Oh my God! My God. Eli said the neighbor's kid was playing on their D9 and it started up. He had put it in gear and didn't know how to stop it. He was like 8. Their house was on the side of a river and ended up going in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Dave would leave them in. No, Dave wouldn't leave them in the box. Let me tell you what, that Christmas gift would come out of the box and those jingle balls would go somewhere. I don't even care. I don't even care. What's the oldest tractor that you've ever bought and sold?
I don't know. Probably I had an 816 Mogul one time, which I think was like a 1916. It's probably the oldest thing I've ever handled.
Was it very expensive?
I tell you what, I got it in a kind of a cleanup ordeal. So, and I didn't really give a whole lot for it, but it sold for a pretty good price. I sent it through an there used to be Nixon collector auctions, and now they're owned by somebody else. The guy was doing them, but he had a consignment sale kind of thing in Iowa, and I sent it up to Iowa or Nebraska and had it sold on there. So, and it did pretty well for me.
Awesome. Let's see here. Yeah, it is Kansas. 70s in March. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's been bouncing up and down and everything, but it has been just, the wind is just terrible. That's just, you should do a Christmas ladder, paint an old wooden ladder and wrap it in tinsel. Then you put little eye hooks on the bottom of the rungs to hang ornaments from. That's a great idea. Val's crafty. Val. She's sleeping.
Headphones in.
Oh. She's crafty. She could do something like that. I couldn't. I mean, I can paint, but that's about it. I'm not crafty. Tad 7561 says, my neighbors have a case. DO used it in 171 acres of apricots.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Who is Val?
Val is, she rents part of my house from me. So.
Do you ever come across any 930 case tractors with full vision cabs down there? I have one and only seen one other one in my life.
What was it?
Where are you at, Brent? Brent says, do you ever come across any 930 case tractors with full vision cabs down there? I have one and I've only seen it one other one in my life.
Lots of them. And my father used to actually work for Full Vision because it's actually a company. The plant is, one of their plants is in Newton, Kansas. And my dad was the head painter for Full Vision for many years when I was a kid, when they made cabs. And it might be the only plant. That might be the only place where they are made.
Do we do actual restorations?
No, I don't really like to. I don't do a lot of restorations. You know, I do repairs. I fix them up good enough for they're running and usable. I kind of like my tractors in their work clothes because of that way I'm not worried about messing them up. Like that one video not too long ago, Daniel planted a field with Angie's using Angie's D, and I was kind of like, Daniel, don't screw it up. It's all painted up. Let's not mess it up. So actually, I wanted to get Ange down and have her do the field work, but that didn't work out. So
Um, Ruger Farming has a Balta tractor. Balta. Brent is in Northeast Minnesota.
okay.
He's the one that asked about the 930 case tractors with the full vision.
Yeah.
Let's see here. May have missed it, but what's the history of your tractor lot? How'd you get into it? How'd you get into the lot?
The lot. So years ago, when I quit running the salvage operation, running the salvage business, I was kind of burned out, and my friend Dave, which a lot of you will know as the Car Wizard, he has his own YouTube channel, started to sell cars, and so I went to work for him for a little bit selling cars. Well, Kansas is so much red tape and so much stuff. um, Dave's like, I just want to get out of selling cars. I said, hey, I know something. I've been selling it for years. We can start selling this. And he's like, well, that sounds like a plan. So we started selling used equipment. We sold it for a while. Me and him was kind of partners on it. Here, then a year or so ago, he's like, hey, I don't want to be partners on that anymore. And he handed me over the lot completely. There was no more decision. Well, me and Joe did some talking, and we kind of partnered up on the selling of tractors because he has the ability to come across a lot of stuff that I don't have the ability to. Plus, he kind of bankrolls some of the things that I don't quite have the funds to bankroll. He has a pretty good size salvage operation, and I've known Joe for years before this. So me and him kind of partnered up on that. So, and it's just all, just the connections you make to grow your business. So that's kind of how that all came to be.
Have you ever had any homemade tractors come to?
Yes, and I think Daniel, if you go over to Tractor Doctor TV, pardon me, guys. I think Daniel did some videos on the homemade tractors that are sitting out at the farm that are part of his and my uncle Craig's collection.
I got a case 530 CK. If we ever come to California, take it with you. Case 530 CK.
So case 530 Comfort King, or
Oh.
is it a Construction King?
I don't know. Tad, let us know. Comfort King, Construction King, talk to us. Let's see. I know you deal in farm equipment. Do you ever run across any good flatbeds or service beds on the lot?
Every once in a while, I had some flatbed. I had a flatbed not too long ago that we sold. So
Construction King.
okay, yeah, no wonder you're having trouble with it.
Let's see here. Do you have any Ford 8Ns on your lot with the side distributor?
I think Junior Mint's working on one right now that's going to be coming on the lot, but right now I think most of them I got are actually 9Ns that are on the lot at the moment with the front distributor.
Do you have manifolds and carburetors and a magneto for an IH 1020?
I do not. I do not have any 1020 parts left.
T. Graham says mowing takes about 6 hours, keeps getting pressured to invest in a commercial zero turn, but hard time justifying spending 18 grand on something to cut the lawn.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Dave Lambert says he has the whole 1020 Eli.
There you go, Eli. I'll get you some of your parts.
It's stuck and cheap.
Yeah. There you go. What's
the 1020 Eli is stuck.
Yeah. And cheap.
No, the 1020. Sorry. The 1020.
Yeah.
And he's talking to Eli. I'm sorry. I'm tired. Clearly. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're about done. About 5 more minutes or so. We'll wrap it up.
Do you sell parts? Some videos I've heard you say you wouldn't. I'm looking for a case SC starter.
I don't really deal in the parts anymore. I used to. I used to sell nothing but parts. We did a lot of eBay sales. I was doing about $40,000 in a 6-month period on eBay selling parts, but eBay screwed that up with their stupidness. But I don't really sell parts, and I don't believe right now. If I did, I have an SC starter, but I have a bunch of SCs that need homes.
So we'll cut you a nice deal on a whole tractor. That's crazy. Keith says, I will keep watching. Thank you. Hope you and your family have a safe and happy Merry Christmas from St. Clairsville, Ohio. Thank
Very
you,
cool.
Keith.
Thank
Happy
you.
Merry Christmas. Imaginary Machines. I love a good home built tractor. I'm building a tracked single arm telescoping loader out of that Belarus 250 AS on my YouTube channel.
Very cool, man.
Merry Christmas from Louisiana. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays, however you celebrate.
We don't ever get any collections down there to go visit.
Yeah, I know.
People warm.
Because they're like 35 feet under sea level, and tractors are so heavy it would just create a sinkhole.
They rusted away from the
Yes.
salt coming in from the ocean.
Let's see.
God.
I think I have.
Totally caught up.
I think so.
All right, guys. So we're going to get to the point. We're going to wrap this up. Angie's getting to the point where she's about to fall asleep talking to you guys.
I'm sorry.
And this is way past my bedtime. I get up at 4 in the morning and go to the gym every morning. So
I was up
I'm
at 6.
usually in bed by 8 when we start.
Man, we had a meet this morning, so I got up
Yeah.
at 6. Man, I'm
Angie
dragging.
Angie will message me, oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Were you asleep? No, it's fine. It's
Yeah,
always fine when you message me. Don't worry about it if you wake me. I don't care. Anyone else, I care.
CrazyDequipment@gmail.com. For anybody that's watching and has any type of collection, submit us an email.
Yeah.
We're looking through them right now. Travel time would definitely be with, the first place we go is probably going to be looking at March-ish because, of course, time off of jobs and kids in school and things like that.
Also depends on where you are and
Right.
what your weather's like. So, like somebody right now, if you're something like New Mexico, Texas, etc., we might do those now, February, January, whatever.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be warmer climate. Angie is not coming to Minnesota right now, so, but maybe come June we can do those collections up north. So for sure.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we ought to do is plan like a 2-week trip and just map it out and hit a whole bunch of different places.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
We'd have to get a lot of stuff pre-filmed for Daniel to put out while we were on the road.
Or people could just wait like this.
What's coming out?
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah. So, but anyways.
Why won't you come see me in Minnesota? Eli, it's like negative 82 in Minnesota, bro.
Negative 82.
May the warmth be with you.
Negative 82.
But we can't. I can't. Good night, Mom. It's only negative 66. My apologies. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. So Merry Christmas to everybody again.
Yep.
Thanks for coming in and joining us. We've got a new video coming out.
So one came out today. Next one will be out Tuesday. Christmas Day, Saturday is an Angie video. It's a best of tractors from the 1920s. So, and then I don't know what's coming out from there. Me and Doc got to get that figured out and what we're going to do. So
Sunday video game live streams. you know, it's got to
We
be
will
something.
look.
We've got to be able to fight the farm animals or race the tractors for me to do
We
this.
will. We will. No, we will. I think it'd be funny teaching you how to play Sim Farm. I'm going to look into this. This is an ideal. This is a very good ideal. But every Sunday you're going to have to come play video games for like an hour.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh no. Will
Yeah.
you buy pizza?
Yeah.
If you'll buy pizza, I'll be here.
Okay. Well, pizza's in. So, all right, guys. It is basically 10 o'clock, so it is time to let you go. We've been doing this for about 2 hours. And I am so glad that all of you came in. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for watching the videos.
Yes.
Thank you for commenting on the videos. Please share them. If you know somebody that's in the tractors and that they don't watch the channel, let them know about the channel. Get them to subscribe to us, and we will keep this going. The Doc. What is Doc?
Doc says he wants in on that. Let me tell you, Doc, you start coming in for the live stream so we can talk.
Yeah. So, but
or travel with us.
But anyways, guys, I mean, just thank you for everything. We'll have been just doing a live stream once a year, but we might see how this one went really, really well. So maybe we'll think about maybe doing a halfway through the year one or something like that, and we'll just keep going from there. See where we're going. So, and keep the collections coming in, and we will come visit some of you eventually.
Yeah, we will. And I'm excited. I really love doing that one video. I just can't get over it. Like it was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
We'll keep the Angie's videos. I'll keep figuring out things for Angie to do. So we'll keep those coming, and we'll get the Doc and me and Junior Mint and all of us. So
we might have to park a tractor in your house for me to work on it when it's warm.
Well, I mean, there's other videos we can do. So, but anyways, guys, all right. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Oh.